In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the extension of your web marketing efforts into your sales process. This is really an area that doesn't get a lot of attention in internet marketing, but is very critical and important. And the reason being is that web leads are just so important to an organization, and it's very easy for a sales team or a sales manager to ignore a web lead or not give them a lot of importance, but they are. And the reason being is that people that come from your website have done some research, and these are qualified leads. They're so much stronger than someone who you're contacting and trying to sell on your product or service. And in many sales teams, you know, the web lead is considered to be a marginal lead, when in fact that's the opposite of what is true. So it's important then to respond to these leads very fast. In fact, we found that if you can even respond to them while they're still on your website, you've got a much better chance of converting the lead or working it into your sales process, getting a proposal, whatever it is that you do, whatever you're selling. So the nice thing about internet technologies is that you can get in touch with them immediately. Once the form is submitted, there's no reason why it can't go to your cell phone. You should be on email or near a computer anyway at your office, and if you see the lead come in, then respond quickly, and response time is going to be very important to move them along in your process. Along with this comes the whole concept of developing a sales strategy for the sales team based on internet leads and what you do with them. And in order to do that, it's going to be critical that the sales team is up to speed on your website and on internet marketing in general. They don't have to learn all the specifics that you're learning in these videos, but they do need to know how your website works, how leads are generated, what pages of your website most people look at before they become a lead. And then you've got to train your sales team in the fundamentals of selling and how to drive that lead into your sales process and convert it. What's interesting about internet marketing is that someone might spend quite a bit of time researching your company, researching different websites, then finally they submit a form or they contact you, and then they may not go back to the web again. At this point, then anything that happens is going to happen with your sales team. And I think it's important that they're trained in how this process works. Another area that is happening on the web is the whole concept of Web 2.0, and one of those things that's driving Web 2.0 is live chat. And your website, you should experiment with live chat on your website and for your business. There's pros and cons to doing it. Probably one of the biggest challenges is to train your salespeople how to use live chat as a sales tool and not really get stuck in the whole idea of it's a customer service tool. And that really comes down to the training of the person that's chatting. Also, make sure that live chat is initiated by your user. Even though you might be able to watch users on your website and try to interrupt their session and attempt to help them, that doesn't work. You want them to initiate contact with you. But live chat is not only a sales tool, it's also a great way to generate leads, because once you're initiating a discussion with someone in live chat, really the thing to do is to say, can we take this conversation on the phone, or can we begin a conversation via email? And if you're doing that, then you're using live chat as lead generator, and it's becoming step one in your sales process. Along with this then is the idea of a follow-up and stay in touch program, and that's most likely going to be email marketing, whether it's a regular email newsletter that you do and it's automated, or whether it's a personal email address that you have in your system and you use it to follow up on a regular basis. This is all very important information here, because one of the things that you're going to find is you'll spend a lot of time and money and effort to get leads generated or sales generated on your website and in your website marketing efforts. And the last thing you want to do is see those efforts fail because there's not a strong strategy in your sales team to follow these leads either through to a sale, or if you're generating sales on your web, to develop some kind of follow-up or stay in touch program so that you're developing a loyal customer who will come back and buy from your website again. We have a site that you can go visit for loads of information on selling and that sort of thing. It's called salestrainingplus.com, and hopefully you are going to take this and train your salespeople and make sure that internet marketing is extended into your sales process. Let's switch gears and talk a little bit about strategy modifications. If you understand the themes behind these videos, you'll see that we're real heavy on strategy, and the last area we want to talk about is modifying your strategy as you do the 4 steps and as you watch your website performance. And it's a real simple thing that I want to encourage you to do that will lead to your strategy modifications. The first thing is have regular internet marketing strategy meetings. If you have these meetings on a regular basis, my goal would be to have it at least monthly, if not bi-monthly. Just preparing for the meeting is going to help you with strategy adjustments and just making sure on a regular basis you're looking at stats and doing all the things we've talked about. These regular meetings will lead to strategy changes and upgrades. And then, of course, these videos and the slides we put together, they can make for an agenda for these meetings. If you're wondering what it is you're going to discuss or what you're going to talk about, there's much more information than you'll ever be able to use in a year's worth of meetings in these slides. So pick the things that are most important to you and schedule regular meetings. And then make the changes. Be willing to make the changes. Get away from the idea of making decisions by committee and look at our video on the web marketing team. Have someone who's the final decision maker and make a commitment to improving your website and making the changes that you need to have a successful internet marketing strategy. In our next video, we're going to take a look at an action plan for step 4, website performance.